Hello, it is Tuesday, May 21st, 2024. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Tuesday crossword today, so I'm going to be solving this crossword at a normal speed. And it's an early week early difficulty puzzle. It will have a theme as well, and this early week themed edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by the Lakehouse Bros, Adam and Annette Noble, and, as always, the indomitable Schulmaster, the ineffable Josh Bordeaux, and the incorrigible Sheila Beeler. So thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They do keep this channel going. I really do appreciate that. And it's what allows me to make this a sustainable part of my daily work. So thank you so much to the 5 of them, and thank you to everybody who supports the channel via the Patreon campaign. If you'd like to do so, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the description field link underneath the video, and you'll find all of the bonus videos available to patrons, such as the most recent mini puzzle pseudo speed solve, which went up on Sunday finally. And there's, of course, also the official mug for benefactors. Thank you to everybody who supports the channel in that way. And thanks if you subscribe on YouTube. That is also a big way to help out and support the channel. And finally, there's that Daily Solve Discord chat server you can join via a description field link. It's a nice, friendly chat community. Check it out. Now, let's get on to today's crossword, which is a themed Tuesday puzzle by Zachary David Levy, who's constructed around half a dozen puzzles for the New York Times. It was edited, once again, by Joel Faliano. Let's start solving, see how we get by today. To hit a serve past someone... well, it could be hit a serve past... in the past. So, aced. If you aced a serve, you hit a serve past someone in tennis. So let's see if that works. Airplane's path on a flight map often. Yes, airplanes' paths are often in the shape of an arc on a flight map because of the nature of the curvature of the Earth. Okay, junkyard dog is a cur. That's a way you could describe a kind of angry dog, a vicious dog. Roth of Inglorious Bastards. Eli Roth, I think a film director and actor who was in Inglorious Bastards. And Red Scare, ? Not immediately sure about that one. Word after golden or slide. Golden rule or slide rule. Those are both very different phrases, but they're both phrases that use that word. And cheat sheets are crib notes, maybe? That is a term, crib notes, for having a, sort of little reference sheet you've made, or I guess that someone else has made. But it's being highlighted by 63. Let's just look at it and see how that works. It'll be part of the theme of the puzzle, and let's find out how. To make safer, in a way, or what the starts of 17, 27, 38, and 52 across might be. Guardrails or something? Crib, because a crib has guardrails, but it says make safer, which is a verb, so put up... I'm not sure. Well, what they might be. Interesting. So it actually does need to serve as both a noun and a verb, I think, because 63 across needs to mean make safer, but it also needs to be a thing that crib might be. That's interesting. Is this debt? Red? Yes, red scare. So if you're in the red financially, you're indebted. So there we go. And male cat is a tomcat, a male cat. Noggins are, what's your noggin? Your head, I can't think what it is. Your noodle, but that doesn't fit. Sneak previews are also something I don't know. Happening in modern parlance, if it's happening, it's lit, maybe? It's happening in the sense of it's, going very well. It's pretty, not the best way to say it. This could be wrong. Let's just check it. Oh no, maybe it's not wrong. Ballet dancer's bend is a plie. There we go. It's a ballet move. Common sort of ballet motion. And so what are sneak previews? Oh, promos. Okay, you could have a promotion, promotional viewing of something, a sneak preview. And someone bumbling is inept. I don't know what they're doing. Old car make named for Henry Ford's son. This is certainly, I would say, the official automotive flop of the New York Times crossword. I think the Edsel was famously unsuccessful and was indeed named for Henry Ford's son. Okay, often discarded part of a fruit, the rind. And a big name in public opinion research, Pew, I believe an organization does public opinion research and has done for decades. Language in which W can be a vowel. Well, Welsh, like Cymru. That is true. And it just is. Welsh has a lot of W's and it can be pronounced as a vowel. Okay. Fruit also known as calabash. What is this? Bottle something? Noggins. Knobs? Your knob. Is that your head? Why do I not know that? Let's see. This looks like it'll be bottle something. November birthstone. Is that a topaz, maybe? Let's see if that works. Yeah, I suppose. Guess so. Yeah, that does work. And target as a wide receiver. To target someone as a wide receiver would be to pass to them. There we go. If something ripens, it ages. So ripen, age as in fruit. Kind of motor used in robotics. A servo, yes, a servo is used to. I don't know. I assume that's short for a longer word, but yes, those are used to actually control the sort of fine movements of robots. One purring in Peru, or to drive the movements, not to control them, I suppose. One purring in Peru is a what? A cat of some sort? Can't think offhand. And non-alcoholic beer brand. O'Doul's is a non-alcoholic beer brand that would fit here. Those have been proliferating recently, things like Lucky Saint. Okay, fruit, I guess that's very low alcohol. Soup kitchen utensils are ladles, there we go, to spoon out the soup. And one purring in Peru is what? What is it? Oh, gato, it's just cat. Right, okay, it's cat generally. It's not a particular, I was thinking it was going to be a particular species or category of cat. Okay, there we go. Fruit also known as calabash, a bottle gourd. That must be it. So what are these? Crib, oh, baby something? Make safer in a way. Baby proof? Would a crib and bottle be proof of a baby? If you sort of went to someone's house and you saw a crib and a bottle, you could sort of say, oh, that's proof that there's a baby here. So maybe that's how this works. I'm not sure yet. Let's check the crosses on proof. The baby part, I suspect, is right. Shelley's to a skylark, for one. Well, it's the official poetic form of the New York Times crossword. The ode, in this case, an ode to a skylark. World Cup chant is Olé. You'd hear that certainly chanted at a World Cup. And to put quarters in as a... no, it's not to put quarters in. It's yesterday. I put quarters in as a meter. I fed the meter. There we go. Second time I've been tripped up by that in this puzzle. And that tense issue. Inactive would be, if you're inactive, you could be idle. And beam would be to grin at someone, would be to beam at them. So here we have a non-negotiable thing, need, right? You can't really, if you need it, you need it. It's not a matter of how much you desire it. Go the other way is to zag, to zig and zag. I think it's probably what we're looking for there. Collect what's been sown. Well, after you sow it, you can eventually reap it. Biological catalyst is an enzyme, probably. Let's just double check that with the crosses. Often discarded part of a fruit. Oh, right, we had rind. Look at that. We had rind, and symmetrically disposed to rind, we have whatever this is. A seed or a pip or a pith. What is another often discarded part of a fruit? Skin, stem. There we go. That's what we're looking for. And wax producer, bees produce wax, of course, beeswax. And toffee bar brand since 1928. Don't know what that is. What about this? Blue Ribbon Brewer, Pabst. Biblical pronoun is the. Toffee bar brand since 1928 is. Heath. Is that toffee? I didn't know that, but I've heard of it as a bar, so I think it's probably the answer. Middle name for Alec Baldwin and Carly Jepsen. Oh, it must be Ray. I didn't know that. Alec Ray Baldwin. I don't think I've ever heard that before. Carly Ray Jepsen, I've heard. Lead into mingle or mezzo. intermingle or intermezzo. There we go. Okay, here we have counterpart to a landline. What would a counterpart to a landline be? A mobile phone. Oh, right, okay. So here, a mobile is the sort of rotating, hanging, I don't know, sort of decorative toy. I guess it's not really a toy, but the kind of decorative element that you might hang above a child's crib. Mafia code of silence is omerta. That's the principle of silence among mafia members. Windbag output. Windbag's output. I assume this means essentially just ongoing blather. But I don't know what word we're looking for yet. Classic video game with the catchphrase, "He's on fire." I don't know. Doesn't ring a bell immediately. That's pretty nifty. Oh, neat, maybe? Something like that? Oh, okay. This will be NBA Jam, which you'll be unsurprised to learn I'm not deeply familiar with, but it sounds like the kind of thing a sportscaster would say, so I bet that's the answer. NBA Jam, classic arcade game. Schedule abbreviation, estimated time of arrival, probably. And Windbag's output, oh, hot air, right, there we go. Indian royals are rajas, there we go. Like princes, and pageant topper would be a tiara, so the winner of a pageant might be topped with a tiara. What are the odds, you might ask, if something unlikely occurs? Down in the dumps, if you're down in the dumps, you're sad, and then a one-armed bandit is a slot machine. Appreciative text is thanks. Something a prenatal ultrasound can determine. Sex of the child, that's what it is. Okay. And then fashion house whose logo features Medusa, Versace. Is that okay? Oh, yeah. I think I sort of vaguely can picture that icon now that that logo, now that I'm thinking about it, but I wouldn't have, if you'd asked me what is the Versace logo, I definitely would not have said Medusa. Okay, ticket assignment is a seat. There we go. Cut quite a figure, question mark, so some kind of pun, to which I do not know the answer. Tennis do-overs are lets. There we go. And cut quite a figure. Oh, etch, as in to etch into stone, to cut the figure into it, for instance. Okay. Outbuilding for many a historic home. A carriage house? Oh, yes, and as in a baby carriage. Right, that will be the answer here as well for the theme. Great, so that makes me think that's correct. Someone or something down to earth is real, not kind of putting on airs. And millennials' successor informally is a Gen Z, or a member of Generation Z, which follows my generation of the millennials. Composer Rachmaninoff, Sergei Rachmaninoff is a composer. And to stare open-mouthed at someone is to gape at them. That's probably the answer. So what is this? Australian boot brand is UGG. There we go. Those fur-lined boots or whatever that is, probably imitation fur. Cry of disgust that sounds like 24 down. UGG. Right, it's UGG spelled with a G. Green dip familiarly is guacamole, guac, the avocado dip. And purifying filter acronym is HEPA. I have seen this before on, I think, vacuums and things. I don't know what it stands for, but I'm confident that's correct. Okay, it might be poked. An eye? You might poke someone's eye, maybe? Let's see if that works. Iniquitous. If something's iniquitous, it's evil, or it's unfair or cruel. But EUL there doesn't look. Sorry, I had to briefly sneeze, and I'll have to go back and edit that out. Hopefully I remembered to edit out my sneeze just now. Usually I try and pause the video before that happens, but I did not have time in this case. It came on quickly. Anyway, iniquitous, I don't know in this particular instance. Stick it out is to endure, to last. There we go, to keep going. Array at a farmer's market would be produce, could be gourds, but it won't be because we're crossing gourd. I don't know what that is. Abbreviation on a lawyer's business card. Telephone number? Why a lawyer in particular? What would... Is that suggesting something that would be different to anyone else's business card? I'm not sure. Highly rated as a bond. You could have a AAA rated bond, which means it would be considered a particularly safe investment. So let's look at this now. Lightens up. Pales up doesn't really work. Lightens up. Probably ends with an S still. Array at, oh, stands. Right, okay, of course. A farmer's market is populated with stands and people selling things. Lightens up. Don't know. Canonized person is a saint. Post-panel sesh is... Oh, a Q&A, right. After a panel discussion, you might take questions from the audience. Oh, okay, an abbreviation on the lawyer's business card is Esquire, right, okay. So it's not an abbreviation under their name, it's an abbreviation immediately after their name. Okay, there it is. Lightens up, eases up, right, if the difficulty of a crossword lightens up, it eases up. And iniquitous is sinful. Okay, there we go. So I was on the right track, I just didn't have the right word. So it might be poked fun? Oh, yes, of course, you could poke fun at somebody. Yes, indeed. Okay, so there it is. That was the Tuesday crossword. Let me know how you fared with this one, with our baby-proof grid. Probably not a baby-proof grid. It probably wouldn't hold up under the efforts of a very, very tiny child. But you never know. Maybe you've got a crossword solving prodigy. Anyway, we have our crib, bottle, carriage, and mobile or mobile. How would you pronounce it in that particular context? It's not really a word I think about or say often. A mobile. Would you say a mobile? Would you say a mobile? Mobile? I don't know. In any case, it's part of the evidence. It's part of the proof that a baby is near, as part of crib notes, bottle gourd, carriage house, and mobile phone. Nice, solid, straightforward theme. And actually, just as yesterday, we didn't need to engage with the theme to solve any of the individual clues, but we did need to then refer back to them in order to parse the revealer. And today's revealer is precisely where we'd expect it to be, as predicted by Lyell's law, which suggests that the revealer is most likely to be exactly where this one is, in the across clues towards the southeastern corner of the grid, very often precisely 3 cells up from the southern border of the grid and abutting the eastern border of the grid. And there we have it. It's the theme clue that explains what's going on with the rest of the theme. And that's what's going on with this puzzle. And I'll be back tomorrow, of course, for the Wednesday edition of the crossword, midweek, mid-difficulty themed puzzle. So do join me for that, and I hope you do. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Tuesday. Take care.